So we're going to be talking about what is branding and storytelling, UVP, and we're going to have a group discussion, brands that tell a good story, a group exercise, ways to get people to talk about your brand, which channel or channels to use, summary, closing, questions, well, homework, and then questions. So we're going to go over that today. Now let's dive right into it. So branding and storytelling, UVP. And I'm not sure if I want this to be very interactive. So I'm not sure if I can see like a raise a hand or who may want to chime in, but have you heard of branding and storytelling before as entrepreneurs and small business owners? Okay, yeah. So Gelin, I see that. Yes. Ashley, yes. Perfect. Okay. So perfect. I'm glad that you're familiar with that. So a majority of you're definitely familiar with that. So UVP is your unique value proposition. It's a clear and precise statement that describes the benefit of your offer, how you solve your customers' needs, and what distinguishes you from the competition. So there is a bit of a difference of your branding and storytelling, and then be more granular with your UVP. Now, the next slide, if we can go to the next slide. Okay, so why is branding and storytelling so important? I just wanted to show here, we're now in 2023. This data is back from 2017. As you can see, digital has definitely taken over. I've worked in both, I have experiences in traditional and non-traditional media channels and spaces. Traditional would be more like your TV, radio, they're more mass reach, but then now with the introduction of the internet and social media, that has definitely shifted a lot as far as how to speak to your audience and how to break through the clutter to tell your story. So as you can see here, every 60 seconds, approximately 4 million Google searches are performed. That is a lot to break through and to get your brand and your name out there. About 4.4 million blogs are published daily. Now, if you look at the chart, the outer circle is 2016, the middle circle is 2015, and 2014 is the center circle. But as you can see, it's grown over time. We're now in 2023, so I'm pretty sure these numbers perhaps have increased over time, but this is within 60 seconds. So every 60 seconds, 500 hours worth of video is published on YouTube. As far as WhatsApp messages, it's over 29 million. WordPress, I'm sure it's at over 1,500 as of right now. This is 60 seconds. Twitter, it's 450,000 plus. Instagram, 70,000 approximately. Google searches, almost 4 million searches within 60 seconds. As a small business, as entrepreneurs, how do you break through that clutter? And I'm not sure if I can just ask a really great question, but as far as entrepreneurs and being on the other end as viewers, readers, and consumers, how does this impact how marketing is targeted to you? Do you actually pay attention? Do you actually read the messages, watch the videos? I just want to hear from maybe 2 to 3 people. How does this affect you, and how do you resonate with the different ways that audiences are being targeted today?
You got to be consistent.
Yeah.
And you got to look at your analytics on your business page if you have a business page or a content creator.
Because it's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's definitely a lot. So the thing is, as far as branding and storytelling, that would help. And so I see Jose goes, be present on Google search and social media. Definitely. But the thing is, how are you able to have your unique value proposition to target your intended audience, to tell your branding and your story? And the way to do that, as far as telling your story, it's an act of using an emotion-evoking narrative to connect to your brand to your consumers. Get stories to get people to love your brand, to feel your brand, to cry for your brand, and to buy your brand. Now, when it says to cry for your brand, there's one particular brand that stands out to me. They do a phenomenal job, and it's the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but they do such a great story with, you know, just telling their story and bringing the audience in. There's a lot of families who are impacted by that particular part. As far as healthcare, and that they do a really good job in telling a story, and they even have the children involved as well with providing their testimonials. So next slide, I want to do a quick group discussion. So the next slide here. Okay, so my question is, what has happened in your market and industry that you are responding that makes your business most relevant, timely, and urgent as far as your offering? So there has to be a void. I'm sure you're all here, you're entrepreneurs. There has to be something that you feel that is needed for your audience as to why you're doing this right now. So have you developed your UVP story around your brand, and how will your customers respond? So that being said, I work in a business where frequency sells. Everything is frequency. So the more and more you tell your story, the more and more people are able to resonate with your brand and the value, your core value as to how this started to begin with. So messages delivered as stories can be up to 22 times more memorable. Now, I want to ask you this. The more and more you see that brand and you hear their story, the more and more empathy increases towards their brand if it's intended towards you. So now, again, you have to think about your story. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. As far as marketing purposes, we're going to say introduction, a challenge, and then a solution. Next slide, please. Now, these are local and national brands I wanted to bring to your attention. So any one of these brands look familiar or resonate with any one of you? I want to be interactive. You can totally, okay, got you. So Natalia says yes. A lot of these brands have been around for a very long time, but it took them a while for people to understand their branding and the story behind their brand and their why. So I want to say really quickly, Airbnb, as far as their unique value proposition, it's the ability to offer unique and authentic travel experiences that allow guests to live like locals. That's their messaging. It's pretty clear to all of us. We're able to rent these spaces in regional, local, and international traveling, and we're able to immerse ourselves within the local culture. And I have a message here from Sindhu, I believe. Oh, it disappeared. Okay, so I'm on my phone, so just bear with me. Yeah, okay. There's also Burt's Bees. Burt's Bees automatically, when I see this brand, I think about organic, I think about natural and friendly. There's also FPL as well. There's Waste Management. There's also Black Girl Magic Wines as well. One brand for me in particular that really stands out, that I'm always loyal, it's a Himalayan toothpaste. So I'm not sure if you heard about that, but I was reading a book one day about health and about being natural, and it spoke a lot about fluoride. Too much fluoride is not necessarily good for the body. So I was on a mission and a journey to find out, okay, what other options are out there that I can use? So I'm really big on social media. I'm really big on Instagram and Facebook. So I put my message out there on Facebook and Instagram, and a lot of people were responding to me, and they said to me, try Himalayan fluoride-free toothpaste. I went on their website. I saw their you know, their story, how they started. And that was back about maybe 5 years ago. And I've always been a loyal fan ever since. So with them, with the Himalayan fluoride-free toothpaste, their UVP is clean without the compromise with fluoride-free toothpaste. Precise, simple, they get straight to the point. Are there any other brands that resonate with you all, that there was empathy with their messaging and you're just a loyal patron to their services or their products? Anyone at all? Anyone?
I'm not loyal. I'm not loyal, but I want to get a Subaru only because of the they say love.
Yeah.
is what they're all about. And so safety is their
Subarus.
concern.
And the thing is with Subaru, they I see Chipotle here. I think I saw Chobani, IKEA and Chipotle. Subaru is great with their messaging because they always talk about safety. And within their message or their storytelling, they talk about protecting your children. And it's a generational car, it never breaks down. So they have a really good story to tell. I have 2 teenagers, and as far as them, Misha's cupcakes for all the wrong reasons. Okay. I guess guilty pleasure, right? Okay. So back to Subaru, that's a great example. Subaru, they have definitely shared their story as to why they're in business, as to why they should be chosen or considered as far as safety. And I love the fact that they talk about generations. So from the mom, dad, from the grandparents to the parents and to the children, it's all about safety and having that peace of mind. So that is their story. And that's how they're able to build empathy with their actual audience. Another one is Amazon. Amazon is a great way. They from the founder of Beso, as far as how he started, and him being, I don't know if you've seen the picture of him, in front of his computer with the 80s computer, and him trying to figure things out on how to grow Amazon. So he always tells the story of how he started, why he wanted to do this. It was first a book. It was targeted to like book readers, book lovers, college, attendees trying to purchase their books, and to how it grew into this company to where it is right now. But one thing with Amazon, they always have the consumer in mind. What do you need and how fast can we get it to you? And that is their story. So now, next slide. All right, so I want to go now. We spoke about branding and storytelling. Branding and storytelling, it's about evoking emotions, provoking and evoking emotions. How can my brand speak to my intended audience? Because it's way more relatable. So now I want to do a group exercise. And for example, I want to talk about the UVP. It's your unique value proposition. It's clear, it's precise, it's in a couple of seconds. And these are some examples of what it does not look like. So revenue-focused marketing, automation and sales effectiveness, solutions unleash collaborative throughout the revenue cycle. If you were to read that, I don't think that you'll be able to fully comprehend what this company or brand is trying to convey to their audience. Another one is, it's not a slogan or a catchphrase. L'Oreal, period, because we're worth it. That's a slogan or a catchphrase. Another one is, America's #1 bondage brand, heals the wound fast, heals the hurt faster. Those are not UVPs. Next slide. Now, this is one example. As far as UVPs, they're mainly shown on your company's website, your products, or they're part of your marketing campaign. So these are some examples of do's as far as creating your unique value proposition. So there's a headline, really precise. In this one example, we have create stunning emails. Then after that, they have their sub headline, pretty short. Then they may have a booster on their website. So a booster could be sign up for free. There's a free trial. Click here to learn more or to start your free trial. No credit card required. Another one is Evernote. So again, you have your headline in the beginning on your website. You have your sub headlines at the bottom. It's really, really clean and precise, straight to the point. Then you also have your booster messaging as well, sign up for free. So these are some examples of how to create your UVP. Make it clean, understandable, and clear for your intended audience. Next slide. So we are going to do a group activity. And how many people do we have on the call right now? I can't really see it on my phone.
We have 36.
36. Okay. So we are going to break out into groups. Now, for this group activity, I want you to practice how to write your own UVP. Now, these are 5 steps to help you with that part. Number 1, identify the problem. Again, as entrepreneurs, there is a reason as to why you're doing what you're doing. Identify the problem. Explain how your business can offer a solution. Explain why your business is unique from the competition. It's so highly saturated. Depending on your category and your industry, it is so highly saturated. So explain why you stand out from the rest. Put it all together, then edit for clarity. Now at the bottom right here it gives you a little assistance in how to craft your UVP, but please follow those 5 steps. And now we're gonna break out into different groups. So Nikki will help with that part right there. Please interject and chime in.
Yes, you all will be put into your breakout groups. Nikki, we can go ahead and do 5 groups of 6.
Okay.
I think
Yes,
that will work.
You said 5 groups of 6?
Yes.
Okay. And when the group is broken out, choose one business or company that you would like to focus on. It's going to be a group effort. So choose one business within each group. Hopefully you guys can talk about your logo, talk about your why and how it started. And then within the group, you're going to assist each other in writing your unique value proposition. And then in the end, we're going to have one person actually speak on behalf of the group as to what you came up with and the actual final results of your UVP. So I would say about 8-10 minutes max is what I want to give. Okay. And Alexis and Nikki, let me know if that's fine, but about 10 minutes max is what we're going to go for. So right now it is 10:13. So at about 10:23 or less is when we'll come back and we'll discuss what the answers are.
Hey Siri.
Make sure you all are connecting in your groups, please. Take this opportunity to get to know about each other's businesses, pick each other's brains, as well as really listen to what's different for each in terms of industry as well. Because when you're in room speaking to other businesses or people that you seek to connect with, you need to make sure that it's an even playing field. That even if I'm not in your industry, I still want to invest in your business. So keep that in mind as you all are doing this activity.
Yeah. And as you do that as well, again, a lot of brands, there is a mission and a reason behind it. There is passion behind it. And you have to exude that passion to your audience to create empathy for them to relate and resonate with your audience. That's the whole point of your brand and storytelling. And I do, as you guys get into your groups, I do want to add that nowadays there's the internet. The internet is so saturated. So you have to think about how can I break through that clutter with my story, with
the sensor helps automate the need for security by predicting the outcome. The company service is better because of the energy efficiency. Proof of that is real-time sensoring. The company should be considered because it's smart sensored radio technology certified in 6 states through the SBA and in Atlanta.
Okay, no, that was great. I understood it. It was clear. You identified the problem. It was precise, and I was able to understand what the message was and what the story is as far as this particular company. So I think that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Yes. All right. And now a volunteer for the second group.
Thank you, Angela, for Enigma.
That was room 2. So we have room 1, we have room 3, room 4, and room 5.
All right, so let's go with room 5.
I see Ashley had her hand up.
Oh, is there a question? Let me see.
Oh no, I was just volunteering to go next, but that's fine.
Okay. That's room 1.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ashley.
Okay, sure. So the company that I'm with is called Major. We are a business development company that helps people of color access business development resources like marketing services, legal services, financial, business plan writing, etc. The UVP that we went ahead and put together was Major helps people of color to access business development services and resources. The company is better because we offer a wide range of services. The proof is the ROI, the return on investment for our clients, and the fact that they have seen more profits coming into their own businesses. And the reason why the company should be considered is that it's a one-stop shop for minority-owned businesses.
Got it. Okay, so my thing is, like what exact, okay, so I know like there are different services that you guys provide, but is there a way, I guess, to make it more granular and more specific as to how you're here to help the Black and brown communities as far as that industry?
Yeah, sure. So one of the things is that we very specifically, we exclusively assist Black and brown businesses, immigrant communities, etc. We also offer a sliding scale for payment for the business services that we offer. Trying to think. Also, like I said, the range of services that we provide is pretty wide, and it could be anything from, services for startups, for example, like I said, business plan writing services, et cetera, to more established companies who are just kind of looking to get their businesses out there. I hope that answered the question. I'm not sure.
No, that was good. Yeah. Because the thing is, like, to make it more clear and precise as to exactly what you guys provide and what the solution is. So I know it's more of a broader like spectrum. So the more like granular we make it, like the more they're able to resonate and exactly what you guys are able to provide as far as services. So, okay. Thank you.
I'd like to piggyback off of that really quickly, Nikki. And when she's saying granular, she's saying to make it niche. So when you say at the end that it's a one-stop shop for minority businesses, that can be what you tailor your UVP around. So this company helps minority businesses by providing a one-stop shop for their marketing needs on a sliding payment scale. The reason we should be considered is because our pricing is competitive or something along those lines. Am I hitting it?
No,
Yeah.
you are. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
That's
clear,
the
precise.
Right. That's the tailor and that's the draw. Not only can you help me as a Black or brown owned business, but I know that you're willing to work in my budgets and in increments, right? And
Right.
that's something that's attractive, whether you know you need marketing or not.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think the more granular, the more they're able to reciprocate and understand what your story is and what your business is offering as far as what they need and filling that void with your business.
Got it. Thank you, guys.
No
Thank
worries.
you. So I believe we have, what about group 3?
I can speak for group 3, though we didn't quite finish. We only got up to the proof part of, well, just before the proof part of it. The business that we chose was Sundays, which was funky plant-based. What the UVP we got through was funky plant-based helps provide healthy eating options by creating convenient and fast plant-based alternative to regular fast food. We didn't get to the proof portion or the reason, but that's what we got.
Okay, no, I understand. I definitely get what the message is, what the story is. Yeah, it's precise, it's clear, it's straight to the point, and you know who you're talking to. You know who your audience is. It's the plant-based, health-conscious type of audience is who you're talking to. And even without the last part, I still fully understood what the story was. So thank you. That was good. That was good.
Thank you.
I would say the last part, if you wanted to do it, because you should on your own, right? And before y'all meet with Nikki to consult, so you can have it for her to review. Proof of that is in our growth from year to year. Proof of that is in us being stationed or partnering with the Dolphin Stadium, if that's what the stadium is still called, and not, it changes so much, Hard Rock Stadium, right? Proof of that is us participating as a vendor in large food events. And the reason why this company should be considered is because we are a Black-owned business that looks to provide healthy alternatives to our community, right?
Right, exactly.
Bring it home, make sure you're talking to your niche audience, make sure that when you're talking about your proof, that it's something outstanding. Like I believe Sunday, if I'm correct, you did have a contract with Dolphin Stadium at one point, or we're doing activations as a food vendor, correct?
So it's not a, we have a partnership with the Miami Dolphins. So yes, ma'am.
Fan proof of that is our partnership with NFL team Miami Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
That's proof if there's none, right? In the pudding, no pun intended. But that's something you can consider when you are completing building it out. But great job, group 3.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. And I just want to add too that proof of that will be a part of like your KPIs. So your key performance indicators, I think will be a part of the proof as to why the why is. So I wanted to add that part as well. Okay. And I believe we have is it group 2 that's left?
Group 4.
Group 4. Okay.
All right. So we kind of talked about each other businesses, and we chose my business. The how do you call it? UVP that I
UVP, UVP.
Right, UVP that I kind of put together with the input of the other people in my group is my Cuban store manufacture authentic Guayabera shirts, safeguarding culture and tradition with a 365 days return policy. So, because we are mainly an online store, but so that's one of the things that differentiate the businesses. Like, you know, we offer a big return policy to kind of, you know, differentiate us from other businesses. Like, I know it could be improved. One of the things that I was mentioning is many people that come to buy these shirts from us, they always tell me, oh, I remember my grandfather wearing those shirts. I remember my dad wearing the shirts. So there's definitely an opportunity there to connect emotionally with them. I just need to, you know, figure out how to put it there in on writing. And
yeah, you know, based on your UVP and based on certain keywords that you used, I love that you use culture because you know we are in South Florida. It's culturally diverse with different backgrounds. Yeah. But that word really spoke to me because I'm like, oh, okay, I want to learn more about that. It really stands out in that aspect. And I really enjoyed the 365. Wow, it's 365 days return policy.
I mean, we don't, I mean, people are not happy with the products, they could return it, exchange it. We have no problem with that.
Oh yeah, it's very lenient, definitely. Yeah. But I thought that was great because I felt empathy. When you read that to me, like I felt empathy, and I hear your story, and now I want to hear more. Like, leaves me wanting more about what you have to offer and what your brand and your story is, what your background is. So I think that was phenomenal. And I love the keyword culture. That was like, oh, culture. Okay, I want to hear more.
Yeah, but just like, you know, many of us that are immigrants, so we do have a good story to tell, you know.
Yeah, and it's always fascinating. And I'm sure it's going to resonate with your audience because they have stories as well from their great-great-grandparents or grandparents or parents, even their children. So I really enjoyed that one. Thank you
so much.
Yeah, thank you, Alexis. That was really great. Also a good example of, it may not always fit the this helps spot, but you did hit all of those points in it. Talking about safeguarding culture is really grassroots and very important in the storytelling as a local business. And that's something I want you all to consider your why when you are making this UVP. So it doesn't have to always be so practical or statistical. It can also be personally driven as well. All right, thank you all so much for sharing.
Oh, okay. All right, so because of time, we're going to move over to the next slide now. So it's, what are ways to get people to talk about your brand? It's 2023. There's so many ways to capture attention. You got your TikToks and your Instagrams, there's social, there is So many ways. So we're all influenced by what others think about products and services. And because let's face it, the best way to know if something works is to use it. So we live heavily on reviews and testimonials, shares, and all of these contribute towards your customers making a decision about your brand. So how do we get people to talk about your brands and to spread the positive word and for it to go viral? The whole thing is for it to go viral. So the first thing is to say or do something exciting and interesting. Some examples would be you can have competitions or sharing like a humorous or serious content, creating an eye-catching video. So I do want to say to you, just to make things clear, we did segue from writing your unique value proposition. Now we're going to get back into the branding and storytelling. So we have shifted gears back to your story. So again, there's many ways you can do it. Just be creative. You can arrange an event. You can have a PR stunt, anything and everything that could be considered interesting to capture your audience's attention. That's one way. Next is do something to provoke emotions. As human beings, we are emotionally involved if that story resonates with us. Whether if it's funny, whether if it's sad, if it's romantic, everything involves emotion. So the whole point of your story is to provoke and evoke emotions. Now, if your brand is fun and lighthearted, you could do something humorous, create a funny video or image, pull a comedy stunt. One example I do want to give, it is national. I was trying to find something more local and regional, but y'all know Geico, right? Geico, it's an insurance company. We all know that. But every time within their story, there's always something comedic or even progressive or funny about their brand, and it captures our attention. Now, if your brand is not so much on the humorous side, if it's more emotional, if it's serious, if it's dramatic, again, I mentioned earlier, another brand that I think they do a phenomenal job is St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Every time I see their ads, or if I go on their website, or if I see anything digitally, correct, man, and the thing is, they also integrate their patients as a part of telling that story. So that's another way to just, provoke and evoke emotions and just create an empathy. The whole point is to create empathy. Again, it's so cluttered. There's so many ways that we can tell our stories, but the point is to get through with your story and to be empathetic. Next, ask the right questions, do polls. So I do have my own personal brands. And one thing I like to do is I like to engage my audience. I love to do polls. I love to maybe ask, okay, guys, what about my next logo? Do you like this font? Do you like this color? So way to tell your story and your journey. It's a journey. It's a series. It's not a series of events, but it's a journey to create that experience, to always to tell your story to your intended audience. That's another way as well. Also, get industry influencers on board. Influencers are great. You have your macro influencers where they're huge, like maybe the Kardashians. Then you also have your macro where they're maybe more smaller, they're more targeted, they're more localized. So great way to integrate to telling your story is to include influencers. A lot of local restaurants, they'll have an influencer come in and talk about, hey, a great place to visit in Miami to eat is here, or a great place to visit in Fort Lauderdale to eat is here. So there's always many ways to use other sources to further tell your story. Next slide. Now, there are different channels that we can use, that you can utilize that would help in telling your story. There is your own media, and there's also shared media. So this chart shows the difference between the both. Now, paid media. So when I say shared or owned, shared could be social media. You can repost it, there's reviews and so forth. Own would be like your website, your podcast, which may cross over into share. There can also be your Instagram, your own video commercials, your own messaging. Those are actually your own media. So this chart shows a breakdown of paid media versus earned, shared, and owned media. So paid will be your Facebook ads, Instagram ads, maybe TV ads, lead generation. Earned media will be testimonials and interviews, mentions, referrals, reviews. Of course, share it as your Facebook, your Twitter. We all love when our posts and our pictures go viral. We all love when there's a lot of engagement. That is shared media. And also owned media will be your website, videos, products, services, location. Those are your own shared media. Now, I also want to go into there's other ways and other channels. When I say channels to tell your story, it could be social media. You can tell your story through social media, through email newsletters. Email newsletters are very important because I don't know if you remember, but a few years back, Instagram shut down completely. I believe Instagram and Facebook shut down completely. No one could log on. We were all going crazy. We had no idea what to do. We couldn't share anything, I think, for at least about 24 hours. Newsletters are crucial. I would recommend to definitely have a newsletter because if anything goes down in the social media ecosystem, at least you have your newsletter that you can still share and still share your stories and your brand with your audience. There's also TV and radio. It's a channel as well. It is more, it's more cost effective as far as investments. There's also videos and case studies. Personally, I would recommend doing digital channels. You can build your story one time and then you can distribute your story on every other social platforms afterwards. So it's more cost effective, it's more accessible, and it's more easier to use the digital channel. And look, everyone's digital and streaming nowadays. So that's my recommendation. Also, next slide, please. So how to plan. I work in a space where I like to plan a year in advance. The least is 6 months. Create a timeline, have a calendar. I don't know how you operate, but find that way to keep you organized and focused. I would say to maybe have a calendar. You can have the traditional calendar, or you can have an app-based calendar to set reminders to keep you in progress and to keep you going in that direction. You can have a planner, you can have a to-do list, and also a vision board. Also, when you start this timeline of how to share your story, is it going to be monthly? Is it quarterly? Is it annually? I would not recommend annually because as people, psychologically, we're always in the moment, we're always in the now. So I would recommend to always keep your story going on a continual basis. I would recommend to make it monthly, but decide what channel is best for you and what best timeline and time frame works best for you and your business and your products. Okay, next slide. So I want to offer a few key takeaways. Oh, we have a question. I see a hand up. There's a hand.
Yeah. Yes, this is Sunday. I have a question. With TikTok being now under the government scrutiny, I took it off my phone because I have a nonprofit also. So I was like freaking out, like, should I build on this platform? And I wanted your expert opinion.
Yeah, well, let me ask you something. Who's your audience?
Folks on TikTok.
No, like what's their age? What's their lifestyle?
So, oh yeah, okay. So my age group is from, now they're starting young, from 15 to 50. And that's really raw because I'm in food and more people are gravitating to, but these are my customers.
Yes, do it. Definitely do it.
Definitely stay on, you're saying definitely stay on TikTok? Because I'm off of TikTok. Because with the government, they're thinking about banning it. So
yeah, but like, they've been talking about that for the longest time. Don't let that detour or pause or stop you telling your story and growing your brand. TikTok. So it was first Musical.ly, and Musical.ly is now TikTok, which targeted the younger generation, a younger audience. But now older audiences are beginning to embrace the TikTok platform as well. Continue to use it. I see there's chiropractors on there. There are chiropractors showing videos of how to adjust, and they do babies, they do teens, they do adults. There's estheticians on there talking about the do's and don'ts about
lawyers are on there. Yeah.
Yes, continue to utilize video. Video is key. We're visual creatures. We love video, short span video, straight to the point. Continue to utilize TikTok. And when you create that one TikTok video, repurpose it on your Instagram Reels, your YouTube Shorts, and also your Facebook as well. That one video can be repurposed across all your social platforms.
Okay.
So yes, don't stop. Keep going. Until they shut it down completely, then you stop. But in the meantime, keep Dishing it out, definitely. Yes. You should have a presence everywhere. Your brand should be everywhere. Your logo and your brand should be everywhere. So that way, if somebody plugs into Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or your newsletter or a podcast, they can associate your logo and your brand all in one setting. Keep everything synchronized. Yeah. So the key takeaway, we have like 7 minutes left. Okay, so the story of why there's a reason why you started. There's some passion, blood, sweat, and tears behind why you started your product or your business. There's a story behind it. Break through the clutter. With the emergence of internet and social media, again, we're like always shown all different ads and videos. Find a way to be empathetic to your audience by telling your story. That's where that passion, that's where that fire is. Why should your audience interact and engage? That's again your story. There's a particular audience that you're looking to target. Branding and storytelling can increase your brand awareness. We are emotional creatures. We're empathetic. Continue to tell your story. Build a connection and relationship with your audience and your consumers. Create buzz. It could be humorous, it could be comedic, or it could be serious. It could be, just like St. Jude's Hospital. It could be romantic. It could be food. It could be joyous. Just create a buzz around that. And also choose the best channels that works best for your company and for your brand. You have your least monetary effective channels, which is social media. You have your paid ones, then you have your big reach traditional ones, which costs more to reach, it's a bigger audience. So those are my key takeaways as far as our lesson today. Now, the next slide is we're going to do a short quiz. And I don't know if we're going to pull that up right now. So there's going to be a short quiz to kind of test you to see what you've learned. And so we're going to do the questions after the short quiz. Yeah, so, all right.
You guys should have access to the poll. It should pop up on your screen. Go ahead and complete it.
Yes, please make sure you all do the quiz for the end of the course. And then we will take some questions in the few minutes that we have left. Thank you all so much. Go ahead and complete the quiz. Let us know if you have trouble navigating it or don't see it.
I don't see it.
So on the top right-hand corner of your screen, there should be a tab for more, and it should allow you to view the poll. Okay, I see Sabine and Travis have their hand raised for questions. We're going to give them a few more minutes. We're still waiting for, I think, 1 or 2 more people to complete the quiz. And then we'll take your 2 questions. Travis, I believe your hand was up first.
Yes, it's not so much of a question as an SOS. Mrs. Sunday Phillips, can you please check your inbox? I've been trying to reach you.
Yes. Church announcements also welcome.
I sent her SOS and all that. I was trying to get her attention, but she wasn't paying attention.
Okay, make sure you all are connecting, please. Sabine, did you have a question?
No, I wanted to elaborate on the last part you said about connecting. So last year I learned about collaboration, and this year I'm trying to build community partners because I have no competition. So if anybody on this call wants to collaborate, my information is on the chat. I'm a dually licensed massage therapist, skincare specialist. So if you see a need for my service or how my service can collab with yours, I would gladly appreciate it.
Okay, thank you so much. And it looks like we're still waiting on one more person to complete the poll, and then Nicky will go ahead and
I have a question.
yes.
Yes, in regards to coming up with your UVP and putting it together, should you get like input from your customers? Like let's say that you build you create 2-3 versions of your UVP. Is it a good idea to get your customers involved on that, or is something that needs to be like internally?
I can answer. Yeah. So as far as like getting your customers hands-on with their UVP, I would say to understand who your customers are. I wouldn't specifically go out to them directly. I would maybe ask like a consultant or family or friends. But as far as your customers or your audience, I would get more data on exactly who they are, their lifestyle, you know, their psychographics. And then based on that data, then you're able to fully understand how to, you know, to formulate your UVP. But I would not go to them directly because there's a reason in the first place as to why you started your business. Maybe there was a void, maybe something happened, but you would need to understand who they are in order to help you build your UVP, if that makes any sense.
Definitely makes sense. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, Sabine, you had a question?
For him, because of his uniqueness as far as the storytelling, I think he should feed off of that. Like have his customers tell a story of the experience with the clothing because of the cultural aspect of it. Because even me, my parents are Haitian, right? I remember my parent, like the men in my culture, they wear the shirts, and so for me, it's what's the word?
Evoke or provoke
Nostalgic.
emotions.
It's like
nostalgic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a ton of Haitian customers. I love all my Haitian customers.
Yeah. So I think he should feed off of that. Like even create a commercial, you know, with that or something. But
or you can do a poll.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do a poll, or you can engage them. As far as like being specific, as far as like what you should write for your UVP, I wouldn't go in that direction. But to help you in that direction, I would maybe do a poll and, you know, ask what's your favorite color, or what's your favorite style, or what's your favorite fit, or what would you like to see next, or who are you buying this for? You know, I will go in that direction.
Or what's your favorite memory of related to the shirt, you know? Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, and we are sharing the poll results now so you all can see how you fared.
Okay.
Quiz as we get ready to wrap up for the day. Thank you all so much. I'm going to turn my screen back on now. Thank you all so much for being so patient with us and being so participatory. You all had really great questions, really great feedback. You all clearly took the exercise very seriously, which we really appreciative, and you all are being very collaborative already. So this is the first session rather of this module, which means that we will see you back here next on Thursday at the same time, 10:30, and you can utilize the same Zoom link as well for the second session, which will be on owned and shared media. Now, why is that important? Because as you can see, it was already threaded through your branding and UVP content, right? So you'll get to understand and kind of zoom in more on which of those media platforms will benefit your business best.